Welcome to Resumes 101. In this video, we are going to discuss how to highlight your skills for employers. First, we will look at which statements to include within the Highlights section. Next, we will focus on how to write skills statements for the Highlights section. And finally, we will finish by explaining the role of the Objectives section. Let's get started. One of the first headings on your resume will be a Highlights section. This is a bulleted list of 4 to 6 key qualifications that demonstrate why you are a good match for the position. You want to grab the employer's attention and encourage them to keep reading. Employers scan a resume for 20 seconds. Give them a reason to spend longer on yours. When employers read your resume, they will often look at this section before reading about your experience, so it is important that you explain yourself with this particular job in mind. This applicant has chosen to highlight her public speaking and social media communication skills because she is applying for a job as a community outreach coordinator for a health foods company. In order to understand why she chose these particular skills and how to write skill statements, let's try it together. Whenever you are applying for a job, you want to get to know the job posting in depth. First off, you want to identify the exact job title and employer name. Some jobs will have a reference number too. The job title and employer are fields you fill into your Objectives section. We will take a look at how to do that later. When most people read a job posting, they look at the title and then straight to the qualifications section. Don't forget to review the duties. After reading this, we will have a better sense of what this job entails on a daily basis and why you need the skills the employer is asking for in the qualifications section. The main skills that this employer highlights are strong oral, interpersonal, and written communication skills. If we look back at the duties, we can see that these skills are needed to represent the company, deliver animated presentations, interact with the public and people of all ages, and develop promotional materials. Most resumes we see look like this example. The Highlights section is vague. A bullet point like great communication skills is not necessarily attractive to most employers because it doesn't describe how you use this skill. We call these resume cliches. Most people can simply write them in an application, but strong candidates will have evidence to back it up. Next, we'll look at how we write these skill statements. One of the skills we identified that the employer is absolutely looking for is communication skills. Brainstorm the times when you use this skill. Make a list on a separate sheet of paper. We are going to start by typing whatever comes to mind. Try to keep your bullets 1 to 2 lines long. You want to be concrete, but not too detailed. Most skill statements have a formula, and that is verb plus task. Here are 2 ideas for how to structure your bullet points. First, mention the previous experience you have in a related area. Second, name a skill and then follow that with evidence of that skill. You will also want to include technical skills for a particular position. For some jobs, that will include computer skills or additional languages that you speak. This resume has been targeted for a particular job. We spoke earlier about avoiding cliches. Instead of just stating excellent communication skills, this resume demonstrates which communication skills the applicant has in the areas of public speaking, social media, and computer skills. The key is to give as much evidence of your work as you can. If you're an engineering or science student, you may want to target your resume with a second highlight section that lists off your technical skills. You do not need the same kind of verb plus task skill statement here, because these are skills that an employer can easily test for. Now that you have an idea of what to include in an effective highlight section, let's conclude with a quick discussion on objective statements. Most statements are vague and describe the candidate. This section is really designed to state the job title and employer that you are applying to. The objective section, if you choose to use one on your resume, goes before the highlight section. This is done so that the employer can be sure that your resume is handed to the appropriate manager. In our next video, we are going to look at organizing your experience into relevant and additional sections, a technique that makes sure that employers see your best experience first. For more examples of different highlight sections and tips on how to build them, head to careers.ubc.ca and click on Resumes 101. Now you're one step closer to a resume that stands out from the crowd.